Good evening. You guys notice the difference? Daddy got a microphone now. We are live in living color from the bow, bringing you another edition of This Week in College Football. My name is Red. You guys probably fucking know that already. And for some goddamn reason, I decided to bring this stupid sumbitch back. Joining me for this episode today is the one and the only, the illogical Canadian. How you doing, buddy?
What's up, buddy?
Microphone still sounded okay? Because you're the only one that can tell me right now.
Yeah, it cut off for a second there when you were doing your thing, but it's all right.
All right. Well, Akbar, good to see you again, my friend. Glad you can join the show again. You guys have any questions as you're coming in and out, let me know. And we're going to kind of just dive on in today. So a lot has been going on for the last couple of hours, really, when you take a look at it. Good Lord. I'm going to be honest. I came into this afternoon doing my little planning pre-trip for the show tonight, and I thought, God damn, there's not a whole lot that's going on college football-wise. Starting with the Super Bowl, at least. Well, the Super Bowl is not really college football, but I will mention it.
Hey, why not? Oh,
congratulations.
My God, it was a game.
Oh, my God. Oh, okay, fine, Akbar. I will do as you wish, you son of a bitch. Hey, Mitch, how you doing, buddy? So I if you guys didn't know, I was on the stream for the second half of the Super Bowl Sunday night with the Logical Canadian, Rubber Duckwood, and a few of her friends.
Yep.
It was, oh my God,
good God,
that was a fucking beaut. Like it's what you would expect out of any classic college football game or college football game in general. But with an NFL game, like it started off a little slow. Teams started feeling themselves out, and then just in the second half, off to the fucking races we went. And
yeah,
overtime.
And only the second time in NFL Super Bowl history, it went to OT.
I know, man. That was historic. The Super Bowl was absolutely incredible. I loved it. I know there's a lot of people out there saying that the shit's scripted and fuck the NFL and fuck the Chiefs and fuck Travis Kelce while he's fucking Taylor Swift. But that's whatever the hell you want to do.
What the was that?
And we've been demonetized. So now that we got that out of the way, we're going to get into some college football because that is what this channel is primarily about. And coming in immediately before we started the damn stream, a report dropped that the 5-7 split that we've all been kind of fearing is definitely going to happen. There's going to be a vote on the 20th by the College Football Playoff Commission, I believe it was. Well, I'm trying to get my damn screen to share the report because I forgot to get that preset before we started the damn thing. I'm a fucking genius, aren't I? It's going to happen that this goddamn that's the wrong screen.
Yeah,
I'm a fucking moron.
I have it up too if you need it.
Oh, my computer's wanting to take a shit. So
of course. All right, let me pull up the article.
Hold on, no. It's fine. We're just gonna switch over screen presentations.
Okay. It does not want to work for you.
Try this again. Let's try this again. Okay, and there we go. Okay, so once again, the College Football Playoff Board of Managers is going to vote for the 5+7 format as soon as my shit just loads it up. So for those of you guys that have not been following along, the 5-7 format is pretty much exactly how it sounds. 5 automatic qualifiers and 7 at-large bids, basically. And those 5 automatic qualifiers would be the Power 5 conferences with their champions. I know. The layout's fucked. It would be the Power Five conferences with their champions, and then 7 at-large berths, which would include one Group of 5 team. So,
Yep.
that's basically what we got going on here at the moment. And when the Pac-12 fell apart like it did, I mean, yeah.
And that's a good question about Akbar. They should bring up.
I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. Let me rephrase that. First off, Mitch, yeah, it's been absolutely fucking crazy since the Texas OU SEC move. Power 5, who's 5 now? The back's dead. I meant to say for the Power 4, and then the Group of 5 candidate automatically get in regardless. So I'll clarify that now. At least one team from the Group of 5 will be in the playoffs. So that's the 5 and 5 plus 7. And then all the other 7 teams are the at-larges. So basically, that's
right.
Yeah.
But that's gonna be a weird process, to figure out, to determine who's gonna be that Power 5 team that goes in. That could be literally from anywhere.
It could be literally from anywhere. You could have, a guy from the goddamn MAC. You could have the Sun Belt, the Mountain West. Anybody not Big 10, Big 12, ACC, or SEC is considered, group stage, basically.
Yeah.
So we got that going on. And before we got that happening, we also got this breaking fucking news from ESPN, from The Athletic, actually, that the college football playoff at ESPN are fucking with $7.8 billion. They got an extension for 6 years, $7.8 billion.
God.
Yeah.
Oh, good God.
Group of 5 auto, they're the highest ranked conference champion from the Group of 5, Akbar. That's who it would be.
Well, here's the thing, though. You got to figure, what if, let's say, right, all the conference champions are undefeated in the Power 5. How do they determine at that point who gets in? Is it
college football playoff polls would determine that?
I would say
football playoff rankings.
I would also say maybe based on maybe the prestigiousness of the conference, but even then, that's calling it a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, Mitch is just going, oh no, and Akbar would be like, so that would be SMU at 22nd in the country. Yeah, it would. It fucking would. Yeah, that's how it works. But do you remember in the BCS video how we talked about the Group of 5 never got a goddamn chance?
Well, they're getting it.
This is them finally getting a chance. Here, it's not like they would host a home game. Let's be clear. SMU, if they got into the playoffs at this point, they would be on the road against some power conference. They would be on the road against an Ole Miss or a Penn State. That's going to be a hell of a challenge.
They're fucked.
Right? It's still heavily for the power schools. They would be basically the 7th seed in the NFL playoffs. They would be the 12th seed in the college football playoffs. They would be guaranteed on the road throughout the whole thing. Now, if a school from the Sun Belt or from wherever manages to crack into the top 8, or the top 6, I should say, no, it would be top 8, wouldn't it? It would be top 8 because of the first round bye. Top 4 seeds get a first round bye in the 12-team playoff. So that means seeds 5 through 8 get a home game. If they manage to crack the top 8, yes, then a Power 5 school could get a home game, or a Group of 5 school could get a home game against a Power 5 school. Power 4. We got to come up with a better fucking nicknames for this shit. There's so much going on that it's been hard to keep track of. Yeah.
The Big 5. I don't know.
Well, there's only 4 power conferences left, so what the hell do we call them? The Power 4? It's going to take a while to get used to.
Fantastic. No, that's already separated by someone else.
Hell, I still call the Chargers San Diego and the Raiders Oakland, for God's sake.
Yeah, that's true.
I swear it's not because I'm drinking either. I did enough of that in Columbus. Jack Daniels in Columbus. I'm not even kidding. 5's up high. Big shout out to them. Oh, $2 Jack and Cokes was my fucking time. So to get back to it, it was crazy. So again, So the 5+7, we all knew there was a chance that it wouldn't happen because of the fact that they have to agree unanimously
Yeah.
to do it. And there were a couple of conferences that in the group of five, namely the Sun Belts, I believe, and Conference USA, that wanted to hold off for you know, for 6-6 to give the group of five another power team in there. But the recent reports that I've been hearing is since they're going to, you know, go end up badly, they got to negotiate in good faith. So they decided we're better off just going to 5-7, taking what we can get and just running with it at this point. Which
Yeah.
I agree with because if you try to take advantage of the Pac-12 dissolving right now, you're going to be in a world of fucking hurt, man. Like down the road, the new ESPN contract starts in 2 years, by the way, which is why I just pulled this up. So this came out around 3 or 4 o'clock today that ESPN is going to agree to another a 6 year, $7.8 billion contract extension, which would take ESPN all the way until 2031 as the sole television provider in the United States for the college football playoff,
Yeah.
which we kind of expected, right? I mean, there was no way they were going to give this up. I mean, do you think that any other network was going to have a chance?
Not really. I mean, if any other network really had a chance, it would have been NBC. But even then, exactly.
Yeah, Mitch, don't get your hopes up. I'm going to be running that shit through the mud and pissing on that grave in good time. Trust me. It's going to happen. The video, the 14 playoff video is in the works, and that grave is going to get soaked with piss. I'll get to that eventually. There's a lot that it got right, but man, this is huge. It's huge in the sense of, okay, so it's definitely going to happen, but there's a few things to keep in mind from this deal, right? First off, this is also contingent on details after the Pac-12 collapse, which what that basically means is if you are, the Power Four and the Pac-12 collapse is not going in your favor, let's say the NCAA is getting a little too stingy like they have been with Tennessee, which we'll touch on later, then they could modify terms of the agreement in some way, shape, or form. I don't know at this particular moment. They could decide that 12 teams are too many, need to go down to 8. I don't know. But basically, it's an agreement in principle. It's not a complete done deal.
Yeah.
What this also, and like I said earlier, the current deal that they have has 2 more years left on it before this next one kicks over. So it's kind of just, it's just kind of merging the two. Fun fact, ESPN basically controls all NCAA programming except for the men's basketball national championship tournament, which that might be expanding too.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. I saw a notification on my phone about an hour and a half ago that there's going to be a meeting with the board of governors or whoever fucking body makes that could potentially expand the men's basketball tournament to even more teams, which I
God. We got enough. Fuck.
There's 300 basketball teams in the NCAA Division
Yeah, we have
1.
64. What's next? You want to fucking put every single fucking one?
There's 68 actually. You got to deal with the first 4 games.
Yeah, the first 4. 68. Yeah, so 68. So what are you
I
gonna
don't
do?
know how that. I'm not even gonna look into it because it's not what I dedicate my time to. But it still is just like, man, college athletics is just in a roller coaster right now.
Dude, I guarantee you they go to 132 for some bullshit reason. Also, cat.
Texas Mitch fan has an interesting theory since we're talking about the Power Four here. He says, split the SEC, remake the Southwest Conference. Boom, you got Power 5. Mitch,
I honestly agree with that.
I agree with it too, but the SEC would never do it.
Oh no.
Hell to the no. you would need the government to step in and be like, listen, this is a monopoly. We got to break you up like your goddamn Standard Oil. That's when it would happen. But we're not there yet because they control, I want to say now, with Texas and Oklahoma coming over, they have 14 or 16 teams
I'll
at this
check.
point. Yeah, I think it's like 14 or 16. Which is out of the top teams in the country is only like maybe 15%.
Starting this year, it'll be 16.
Okay. So you got 16 teams. The Big Ten has like 18. You got the Big 12 who has like 18. And you got the ACC who has 14. It's going to be 12 probably soon. But still, that's my fucking point is they're not the ones you got to worry about, right?
Big Ten has 14.
Bullshit. They got no because they got to add in Oregon, Washington.
18 because USC, UCLA, Oregon, and Washington.
They got to bring in the Pac-12 school still. Hey Armstrong, how you doing? Good to see you. So, the rich get richer is the main topic of that story. And again, if you guys have any questions about anything we're talking about tonight or anything else beside it, just put it in the comments and I'll fucking answer it. I don't give a shit. We're gonna be here for a while tonight. So, but yeah, we have the college football playoffs basically about ready to ratify the 5-7 model, and you have the playoff committee getting even more richer with a $7.8 billion contract extension.
Yeah.
That will keep them on the ESPN family networks until 2031. God, that's man, that just I don't know what the fuck to say about it besides, yay, you got even richer off of these kids. Congratulations. You gonna pay them yet?
Yeah.
Like what's a couple $100 a game
What are you doing
to these schools anymore? Like, can you do that at least? It's not that fucking difficult, dude.
Well,
so we're gonna move on from that, and we're gonna jump into the little bullshit has gone back to college, Boston College. That came out a few days ago while I was up in Columbus, actually, and I was getting a tattoo, getting some fresh ink.
And then I fucking text you.
Yeah, you text me. You text me that Bill O'Brien has fucked off. I tell the tattoo artist, he tells everybody in the tattoo studio, everybody cheers. Everybody fucking cheers. Everyone was so happy that son of a bitch is gone. Oh my God.
Look at Texas Mich fan. My hopes for a 4-Peat are ruined.
Yep. Sorry, buddy. That's not happening.
But they may be saved. But they may be saved for you, Mich fan. But we'll get to that in a second. I'll explain this a little bit because Boston College is my territory. So Boston College lost their head coach to the Packers when he became their defensive coordinator. So they wanted to look beyond, and Bill O'Brien for some reason stood out as this almighty savior of bullshit. So
hey, he's from Boston.
Then again, it's in fucking Boston where clam chowder is consumed on the daily. So
clam chowder.
Yep. Oh my God. And then with it, I guess they're trying to bring in another Patriot, I guess, to be the OC, and that's a tight ends coach. With how bad that's been, Boston College, you might want to put the nail in your coffin now.
Yeah. Bill O'Brien is a solid head coach in college football, but he got so fucking ruined by his.
Has he ever been a head coach in college football? Because I know he was a
he was a head coach at Penn State before he went to Houston. Remember? Yeah. Mitch is like, wait, why would Bill fuck off to a bad team when he got a job at a for sure top 5 secured? Simple. the best offensive coordinator paycheck you can expect in college football is around the 1.5 to $2 million range, and head
U.S. head
coaches
coach is a
usually
lot
make
higher.
double that.
Here's the money.
So money fucking talks, right? He's not going to get paid something crazy like when Texas A&M had to fork over to Jimbo Fisher to not coach, but he's going to get a nice little payday. And that's for damn sure. He's probably only going to make $1 million at Ohio State. He's probably going to make multiple millions at Boston College for the next 3 years until they fire his ass because they'll have to wise up eventually, right? Everyone's going to have their come to Jesus moment eventually with Bill O'Brien. It's like Antonio Brown. Because Armstrong, Addy, you're right. It's Boston College. They will be terrible.
Yeah.
They will be
Somehow
bad.
they
It's
won
going
a
to be
fucking bowl game. I don't know how, but they did.
They won it because they were at home. They were playing at Fenway Park against SMU, for God's sake. That's why they won a fucking bowl game.
Yeah.
This is an outrage. I am not a clumsy Clouseau-esque. Wait, what the fuck?
Clouseau-esque waiter.
Yeah, I don't.
What the f was that?
That's a rare L from Akbar fan. All right. And now the new rivalry.
I got it right here. I got the definition of that right here.
Okay.
Clouseau is a French policeman who is always making stupid mistakes and causing accidents, but who does not realize it or intend to.
Oh, okay. First off, Mitch, the new rivalry I will focus on mainly is the good old Lone Star Showdown. Fair enough. Fair enough. You are a dirty duel fan. Akbar, it's a Simpsons reference. Literally anything you could do is a Simpsons reference at that point. They've done everything, at least twice.
Hell, I bet you this whole fucking stream is a goddamn Simpsons sequence.
They're like the Library of Babel. Like, you could literally have anything made up and it'd be like, yeah, Simpsons fucking did that. Oh, they cut off a statue's head. Simpsons did it. They ran belly first into a bar with a wrecking ball. Yeah, Simpsons did it. They had Arnold Schwarzenegger on there multiple times. Yeah, sure. What the fuck? I've never had Arnold on here, though. One day I'll get his massive jaw. So that leads us to the next thing.
Yeah.
Chip Kelly came to Ohio State. Why? Like, okay, sure, we couldn't. Like, I was happy when I found out. I was in the middle of getting a tattoo, and it was the best feeling to have in the middle of getting permanent shit put on your body to know that a literal cancer was removed from your favorite team, only to realize that they just found inoperable cancer in your fucking balls, and it's called the Chip Kelly cancer.
Oh my god. You really are shit. Hey, Kelly, you want a chip? Hey, Kelly, you want a chip, you fat fuck? You want a chip, you fat fuck?
You and I have no room to talk in terms of weight, buddy. Mitch, I don't want to hear shit out of you. Shut up. Fuck your hopes. Fuck your fucking hopes. And you're right. You're right, Addy. It's national title or bust for Ohio State at this point. Like, they spent a legit $15 million
yeah, but I want to know
NIL.
Who the fuck is going to be Ohio State's quarterback?
We'll find out in spring camp.
It ain't McCall.
We'll find out. Because Will Howard, I haven't watched too much game film on Will Howard. I know what he can do. I know he's good. But Chip Kelly is going to be he loves the mobile quarterbacks. So Will Howard, if I remember correctly, he's a little bit more of a pocket passer. He can run, he can move, but he's a little bit more used to being in the pocket. Yeah, dear God, they did spend $15 million on NIL to get. I mean, they got in what's his name from? I think it was Alabama. They brought in a linebacker from Alabama who's a fucking wrecking ball.
Oh,
Had like 30 something
I don't know.
transfers, millions of dollars. You guys don't have a quarterback. Well, Howard's good. He's good. He's not great. He's not Jalen Milroe, but we got a good enough O-line to kind of, Ohio State has never had like really good long careers with quarterbacks. But Ohio State's up. But the reason why is because for every Craig Krenzel we had the wall of fucking meat protecting his ass and winning games. Troy Smith, Heisman quarterback. Why? Because he had a wall of meat in front of him. And Ohio State has usually had a really good offensive line. They are like that's what they're fucking known for. They have really shit quarterbacks in the NFL, but a lot of good offensive linemen come out of Ohio State. So getting back to the fucking testicular cancer known as Chip Kelly. New offensive coordinator. He took a pay cut to get this job. I read today. The highest paid offensive coordinator in college football is an offensive coordinator from LSU. He's making $2.4 million a year. Kelly was going to make about $4 or $5 million more at UCLA if he had stayed there. Yeah. What the fuck does that tell you? What does that tell you? It tells me two things. Number one, Chip Kelly was not going to stay at UCLA for much longer. He was actively dating and courting with NFL teams, trying to get the fuck out of there because he was about to get fired towards the end of the regular season, and they derped their way to a fucking Los Angeles Bowl win. So they couldn't fire him because they didn't have good cause, right? Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, he knew they were trying to get rid of him. They knew they wanted to get rid of him. And basically what Ohio State did here was save UCLA from paying millions of fucking buyout money to Chip Kelly by having Chip Kelly walk. He was going to leave at UCLA regardless. And there's also people saying like, oh, it's also because of NIL. He hates NIL. He doesn't want to deal with NIL recruiting and blah, 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 blah. Like, he's still going to have to deal with it as an offensive coordinator in college. If you're coaching in college, you're coaching with NIL. I hate to tell you that.
Yeah.
Mitch Van, if there is a 2005 repeat of OSU versus Texas for the Natty, things are going to get real ugly between the two of us. Yeah, because that 2005 OSU Texas game was fucking brutal for us. Yeah. Congrats, by the way.
Oklahoma State.
According to Josh Pate from Armstrong Addy, he hated Los Angeles, and like I said, he was on the way out.
So yeah, I mean, have you seen Los Angeles traffic? That shit sucks.
Well, I mean, it's not even about the traffic. Like, you can get the fuck over traffic if it's UCLA and you're actually committed to being there. But he wasn't. He was done. He hasn't had a whole lot of success. At UCLA, he's had a couple of 8-5 seasons for 3 years in a row, which that's not terrible. Like, to the average mid-major, that's a pretty solid run, right? It's a couple of 3 years, bowl games, no matter what. But if you're UCLA and you're trying to compete at the highest level, then no, it's not going to be good enough.
Yeah.
And UCLA is considered the little brother to USC. Yeah, USC has been more successful. That's why.
Yeah, and Akbar, I guess he pinned both of us in the Discord for the reference.
We'll look at it later, Akbar. If I try to check Discord right now, my shit will crash. I got a nice.
If you so much as breathe the wrong way, your fucking shit will crash.
Like, I'll carefully show you my little new toy. If you could see it, it's black. See? Okay. So we're gonna cut that from the replay.
Oh no, you're not.
That never fucking happened.
You're keeping that. You're keeping
Well,
that.
that never happened. No, that never
that
fucking happened. No.
You're keeping that.
No.
Yeah.
No. That never fucking. God damn it. Fuck me. God damn it. Okay.
And
This is a shit show.
And Akbar said, and there's a short for the channel.
Fuck. I've been meaning to get shorts uploaded, but I've been just focused on getting the script done. I haven't had a whole lot of time.
Why would you want to upload?
But...
Why would you want to upload shorts? I thought you would want to wear them.
I mean, I am wearing shorts, you fucker, but that's beside the point.
I am.
You all don't need to know this, but you just saw one of my hairy ass legs, so fuck you.
I mean, you just saw the bottoms of your fucking feet after that fucking camera drop.
Yep. Coming to OnlyFans. I'm just kidding.
What the f was that?
Thank you. I finally smartened up and got a new mic, Mitch, and that's why it sounds a hell of a lot better than it used to, according to this sumbitch at least, which I don't fully trust him. I'll listen to it later, but it's working. I about killed his ears actually testing this sumbitch out.
Oh my god, it was bad.
Prior to the show.
So bad.
Yeah, but it's working now, and it's going to be coming in handy, especially for recording the videos when we get back to that point, which should be in the next. I'm hopeful that I can get back to recording and editing in the next 2 weeks and try to have this out soon. But we're going to get back to the main topics at hand. So once again, Chip Kelly is gone, but who takes his place? UCLA lifer Deshaun Foster is your new head coach. If you're not familiar with Deshaun Foster, here's a couple of stats for you. He was a running back for the University of California, Los Angeles, UCLA Bruins from 1998 to 2001. Went to the NFL, played there for 7 years for the Carolina Panthers and the San Francisco 49ers until 2008. Went back to his alma mater in 2013 as a graduate assistant. Became a running back coach in 2017, where he stayed until last week when he was hired by the Las Vegas Raiders to be their next running back coach. And then Chip Kelly fucked up and he decided, hey, I'm going to come home. So that is what happened there. Quite a
life of Deshaun Foster.
UCLA is going to suck in the Big Ten.
They might get their shit kicked in, but that's a test. Plus they're going to be playing in the Big Ten West, which, I mean, have you seen?
There's not going to be divisions. There's not going to be divisions. They eliminated divisions.
Oh, no. Oh, okay, well, you're fucked. Congratulations, UCLA. You're fucked.
You're fucked. It's just going to be top two teams in the conference left in the championship game. I mean, it's not impossible. It's going to really be interesting to see how that all plays out for sure. But I don't know. It's going to be rough. Is my mic fucked up?
No, you're good.
I still sound crisp?
You still sound fine to me, yeah.
Okay.
Look at the headphone quality that's coming in, but I don't know.
Because I sounded like shit in the 1K stream, I thought, but that's fine. All right, so that's Deshaun Foster. We're burning through these a little bit quicker than I thought we would, but now we're about ready to hit the big fucking brakes. We're going to courts. The Tennessee Volunteers. Get the attorneys involved. We're going to fucking court.
No. I didn't say attorneys. I said Judge Judy.
Yeah, we gotta get Judge Judy in on this son of a bitch. I tell you what, right now. There were hearings in the federal court of Tennessee today from the Tennessee Volunteers against the NCAA to file basically an injunction to freeze the NIL rules, which would stop the investigation that the NCAA is currently undergoing against the Volunteers. Let me try to explain this briefly as easily as I can.
What?
Yeah, Tennessee is suing the NCAA. So they filed last week for a restraining order, which was denied. But the one thing that we didn't mention during that is the judge told them, you have a good case here, which is like the kiss of death if you're the NCAA. So the Tennessee Volunteers again today made arguments in federal court in Tennessee, seeking a freeze of NIL rules. If Tennessee is successful in arguing that the NIL rules that the NCAA currently has in place are illegal and a violation of the antitrust laws, the NIL rules are basically paused, and they just default to whatever the hell the state says, which is a little bit more relaxed than what the NCAA says. NCAA's NIL is extremely fucking messy. I read one transcript from the court where the judge asked the NCAA, "Can you explain to me what the difference is between a college recruit negotiating his value with a collective, an NIL collective, and a college recruit negotiating a contract with an NIL collective?" And the NCAA couldn't give a straight answer. They waffled. They waffled fucking hard. They waffled so hard that Waffle House became Waffle Cottage. It was bad. It was so fucking bad.
If it became Waffle Cottage, you might want to keep queso away from there.
Here's the other. So not only would the NIL rules be frozen in the NCAA, forcing them to go back to the drawing board, barring appeal, of course, which that's kind of up in the air. Not only would it stop also the NCAA investigation, but this would pause NIL rules across the NCAA. So it should be fucking open season for this shit. Oh man, it would be bad. Let me see here. What else was there? There is supposed to be a ruling coming quickly, but ruling quick in the federal court is comparing old man orgy to just old man sex. Like there's no, like they're both slow as shit. They both take a while. One takes significantly less time though than the other.
Yeah.
God, I'm not going to make any goddamn ad revenue off of this. Sponsors hate me. And yeah, basically the NCAA just they could not justify their case in court today, which has been kind of a trend with the NCAA. I mean, they lost the name, image, and likeness case, the O'Bannon case, which paved the way for NIL to be a fucking thing a couple years ago because they couldn't properly explain why they should be allowed to not pay their players, which make them millions and millions of dollars every single year. Armstrong, you're definitely. I expect NCAA to lose this case too. I don't expect. I mean, a federal court in Tennessee, like, of course they're going to lose the case. It's the appeals court that would be a little bit more interesting. Like, if they were to go to an appeal court and change up their argument, would that make a difference?
No, I would say it would have to go out all the fucking way to the Supreme Court if they really want to do anything.
Which I doubt they go that far because it's just one school and the NIL is not going away. So you're better off just saying, fine, we'll change the rules.
Is it really just one school or is it two? Because wasn't UVA on this as well?
University of Virginia was not in on this. The state of Virginia government was in on this. It was requested by the states of Tennessee and the state of Virginia to stop the NCAA from enforcing its rules governing the NIL for the antitrust lawsuit. So, I mean, the hearing only took 90 minutes. The judge in this case had 4 hours dedicated for this hearing today. It took 90 minutes. And the majority of the 90 minutes was the Tennessee side making their case, and the NCAA just not being able to answer anything. So they're going to lose. They're fucked. NCAA is fucking fucked. There is no way I see it from everything that I have read that the NCAA somehow makes it out of this unscathed that can continue its investigation. Like, they fucked with the wrong goddamn Tennessee. They fucked with the wrong goddamn school here because Tennessee does not give a fuck. They will go after their ass because they got the SEC behind them saying, yeah, go fuck them up.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Jesus Christ. You talk about jumping the fucking shark. That's what the NCAA is doing here. I mean, you got anything to add to this illogical? Does anybody in the chat have anything you want to add to this? Because I'll answer whatever questions you guys fucking have. I mean, Saul Goodman randomly appears in the fucking courtroom. And Saul Goodman could appear in the courtroom from the NCAA side, and they would still lose this fucking case. NCAA doesn't need to call Saul. They need to call God and pray for forgiveness. Jesus.
But this is gonna be a fucking barn burner. If it isn't already, it's starting to fucking form.
It's gonna start a huge ass fucking fire. Because think about it. What do you think is gonna happen in college athletics if the NCAA's NIL rules in one fell swoop are just stopped, cold, dead?
Watch.
NIL doesn't stop if there's no NCAA rules. State laws will allow the schools to continue to do NIL.
Right. Just watch. I guarantee you, if the NCAA loses this case, there's definitely a new version of We Didn't Start the Fire coming, but it's going to be by the NCAA.
I don't even get why the NCAA is even trying still. That's
a loaded question.
What do you want to know? Trying what? To govern? To do something?
To operate?
To operate? It's like
Akbar, I'll take.
Nope, sorry, buddy.
What the f was that?
They didn't put the stuff they talked about. Granted, I'll grant you that one. They didn't. It was still good. Doesn't mean it's not good. But it's a cover. It doesn't have to be the original fucking thing. It's a cover for a reason. Covers are not meant to follow the same thing.
Getting back to the NCAA. So, this is a 80s lover to the end. All right, fair enough. I'll let you bask in the neon and the lead paint. So, lead gasoline.
What is this after where they sniff rubber?
We can't talk shit about Duckwin on this fucking thing when he's not here, man. It's not fucking fair.
Boy, he's quacking around somewhere.
He's quacking around in this fucking room to a goddamn video and all alone. Anyway, so he's look, the point that I'm trying to get to, if I can get to it, is the NCAA is trying to do something here that they've been doing for over a century, and that's big dick in the room trying to shalong their way to stay in power.
The pause moment right there, what you just said.
What?
That was definitely a pause moment right where you just fucking said.
Okay, they're thinking they still have the biggest dick in the locker room, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They still think that they're the top dog. They think that they're still the guys running the goddamn mafia here. When in reality, not only is the mafia boss dead, they're all already in prison. Like, the second the Urbana case hits, that's it. You don't have the ability to dictate what is good and what is not good for these schools anymore. So, the NCAA is still trying to shut up, Mitch. Shut the fuck up. God damn. Stop clipping my shit. I don't give a shit. If I didn't want to say it, I wouldn't. But Um, the NCAA still thinks that the NCAA still thinks that they are running the show and that they have all the power. They don't. The only power the NCAA has at the moment is organizational power. They can organize shit and they can do whatever the fuck they want in terms of organizing everything. But in terms of power, power is all in the power conferences. Like we talked about last week, the Big Ten and the SEC are getting a commission together to try to assist the NCAA and basically completely fucking run the show for the NCAA and just make all the suggestions, which the NCAA would absolutely do because they don't want to piss off the two biggest conferences in college football. That's all their fucking money. Not to mention, if they do, then they would just break away. So they're just trying. I'm not looking at the comments. They're just trying to exercise power that they no longer have, and that's why that they're doing what they're doing. It took a lot longer than I thought it would have to explain an answer.
It's a well because this fucking court case, any court case is gonna be fucking very complex to talk about because it's all watching it that goes behind it, all the fucking process. It's gonna be difficult no matter fucking what. That's the thing. You're never gonna have a fucking clear cut throw analysis of something until it's done. Like until it's like clear cut thrown and done, that's where you're really gonna get the clear cut analysis of it. During it, no fucking shot. No shot.
Yeah, but I would say that this is pretty easy for me to figure this one out to say who's at least going to win here. And even if the Tennessee doesn't win, you know where they will win? The court of public opinion. Nobody likes the NCAA's rules, and nobody likes where they try to flex their muscle. It's not going to fucking.
Yeah.
It's not as I gotta stop looking at these fucking chat. Like it's got. I keep getting distracted by y'all fucking around in there. Stop fucking around. Mitch, I know I call it the comments section, but that's what I'm used to. I'm not used to having an audience listening to everything I say live. I'm used to making the fucking videos. So I'm sorry. I'm a dyslexic fucker. I'm a ginger, ADD, drunken son of a bitch who has no idea why the fuck people watch this shit.
That's a
but
clip.
Yet I'm fucking here anyway.
That's a clip and a half. That's definitely a clip right there.
All right, we're moving on. So.
And I thought I prepared you for this with the fucking.
What the was next?
And I thought I prepared you with the fantasy football shit. I thought I did.
That's like trying to tell a 5-year-old, I'm going to prepare you for life, and then throwing them into calculus. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Oh my fucking God. You're fucked in the head, mate.
I am fucked in the head. I played football for 14 years of my life. I am the walking definition of CTE, motherfucker. So shut up.
Oh, no, I'm not going to make that joke if I wanted to. I'm not. There's one I could make, but I won't make. Or rather, I'll put it in the private chat. You can make your at your own discretion.
We're moving on. First off, once again, for everybody watching, thanks for joining us this evening. We are going to Jesus Christological. I'm not saying that. You don't want to know. If you have any questions, please comment and not try to get me to say stupid shit. Even though it's funny as fuck.
Texas Michigan!
How dare you? How fucking dare you compare me to that son of a bitch?
Oh my!
The reason why Illogical is losing his shit is because in the private chat, he said, and I quote, "What are you, the white Antonio Brown?" So the fact that you immediately respond with out of pocket, "Okay, Antonio Brown," did you hack my shit? If so, you're going to be very disappointed. Oh, that's fucking beautiful. I love it. I fucking love it. Oh my god. All right, this is fun. Let's stay having fun. Pac-12 can still go bowling this fall in bowl season. Yeah, you heard it here first. The Pac-12 is going to live on in spirit into the college football season, the bowl season potentially, due to a little thing that law experts like to call stupid fucking contracts. So here's what's going on. I guess it's not just four. All four schools are going to the Big Ten, and everybody else that fucked off from the Pac-12 could be bound by contract to play as a Pac-12 representative for their bowl games. So, not like they're not going to force them to be like, oh, they're for the Pac-12. They're going to be like, oh, they're in the Big 12. God damn it, Mitch. Shut the fuck up. God, the fuck, dude. The fuck.
You're forgetting about gutter balls.
Spares and stripes. That's just silly. It's fucking silly. Oh, man. Stay on topic. So the Pac-12 is could live on in spirit because a lot of their bowl contracts don't expire until 2026. Yeah. So what that means is we could have a situation where in the Las Vegas Bowl, you could have a former Pac-12 team playing against a current Big Ten team, and it could be a fucking rematch from the regular season. Armstrong Ivy says, I mean, this sounds reasonable. And on the surface, it sounds kind of stupid. Like, well, why don't you just avoid the contracts? Well, you think about it. These contracts are the only thing keeping bowl season together. Because outside of everything else that's been going on, the Pac-12 had a lot of goddamn bowl ties.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, Mitch, man. Isn't the Alamo Bowl Pac-12 versus Big 12? Sorta, kinda. It depends on the year, obviously, but yeah, they are tied to it. It depends on the year, though. So in theory, you could have a situation where Colorado plays against Washington in the Alamo Bowl. That could possibly fucking happen. You could also have a situation where Colorado plays Arizona in the Alamo Bowl because of their Pac-12 tie-ins previously. Or you could have Colorado versus Texas Tech. Just saying. Why do I keep referencing Colorado? Because I am a prime dick. I'm just kidding. No, I'm just fucking around. But basically, the moral of the story is fuck contracts. They're fucking stupid. I mean, what's your fucking opinion on this shit? Like, it sounds silly, but
it does sound silly. But
yeah,
if they're obligated to via contract, but they're obligated to via contract because if they do not carry out their contractual obligations, we could have a whole another fucking lawsuit fucking going on for breach of contract, and that's a fucking utter mess. And
you know what I just thought about?
What?
So the conference is entitled to a portion of the revenue. The conference will only exist in the Pac-2.
So they don't even get the money.
Does the contract absolutely say that the Pacific Athletic Conference has to get a portion? And if that's the case, does Oregon State and Wazoo get a portion of that money?
I think they do. I mean, if it's in the contract, then they have to. I think they do.
I have no idea if that's the case or not, but that'd be fucking hilarious if that
That would
is.
be hilarious.
They might have to rework the contracts anyway just to prevent Wazoo and Washington State from getting a cut. Could you imagine that?
So
Like
fucking funny.
representing the Big Ten and the Pac-12. Rest in peace. Jesus Christ. This this is such a fucking mess. It is such a mess.
Oh my god, that is
Oh
hilarious.
man. My God. Once again, guys, this is this week in college football. We are discussing everything and anything with the latest with college football this week. Appreciate you all stopping by. Give us a like, comment, subscribe. Give the guy to my right, I guess in this case, a logical Canadian. A little bit of love. His YouTube channel. He makes some pretty good shit over there for all different sports. So check his ass out if you don't mind. It'd help me out too. And if you have any questions about what the
don't know.
Oh, out in the dough with the fiber. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you. Y'all talking Pac-12. Let the Oregon fan in, and also apologize for being
I
late.
am an Oregon fan too, so I'm already in.
Send Alan in here. Let's bring his ass in.
All right.
Would you mind inviting him?
Oh wait, I don't have the option to push the invite button on this. I forgot.
I got it.
I don't have the. Yeah, I do not.
I'll send the link in the private chat.
Okay.
I can't. I don't want to do too much, but Alan, we'll get your ass in here if you really want to come in here. We'll get your ass in here. I appreciate you with the donut though. It's always nice. God damn it! Where's the bullshit? I'm allergic to bullshit. What the fuck? That donation was not bullshit. Why was I sneezing?
Oh, Dumb Gamer's in here too. Most likely college football team that would have a Days of Our Steelers-esque season.
Oh,
that's a good one. That's a
great question.
If we're talking overall, I honestly think it might be Syracuse.
Syracuse?
It might very well be Syracuse. But we'll see.
I was gonna say Miami, actually.
Oh god, it's a lot.
I was gonna say Miami or Texas A&M. Teams with so much potential, yet just couldn't get it done for various reasons. I don't know about player drama though. I don't know if there's a whole lot of toxic ass football players because
I
they
think
usually
in
just
college
get
they
dismissed.
mainly keep it tame, whereas once you get to the NFL, after a few years, it kind of starts to show.
No, Johnny Manziel was a fucking animal in Texas A&M. Everybody knew that, but they still didn't do it.
And then once a fucking let's go. I remember watching the fucking Johnny Manziel thing on Netflix. By the way, it's really
that was
good.
so good, actually. That was really
it was really good. I remember watching it, and I remember when it got to the part where he talked about Johnny Manziel, going to these sports card signs, whatever it was, and he would get paid for them, and then the NCAA found out, and then the ultimate punishment was a 1/2 suspension.
Yeah, that was so bullshit. And speaking of
showing
bullshit,
that the NCAA
this son of a bitch thinks he can just pay his way in here.
Paying my way.
By the way, for the record, I do not require donations to invite people on stream.
Yes, he does.
But I appreciate the hell out of you for donating the $5. Thank you, Alan. How you doing?
Yes, he does. There's a clear example.
The let me in part was in jest, but also I appreciate it. So
no, I mean you're
also
a good friend of mine.
because I have the stream up on the TV muted. So basically I'm seeing that delayed compared to what I'm seeing now.
I got my fucking computer doing the same shit. I got my cell phone running the show here, and then I got a computer on my left.
Trust me, Al, you should have been here for the fucking microphone testing. It was fucking horrible.
No, I'm sorry.
I was playing NBA 2K24 on the PS5 for a while. When I got it, I started this whole sim from the beginning of the they have NBA eras, so I started at the beginning of that. So I'm up to like the late 90s right now. As the Celtics with a lot of championships. And I have Akeem. And I just got Tracy McGrady and Steven Jackson, and then got the Jonas Ilgauskas in a trade as well on my team. So yeah. But
Whatever the hell
anyway,
that means.
that's
I don't
not what we're
follow
here for.
basketball.
It's a
Also,
lot of
average
NBA.
tech
It's a
Michigan
lot of
fan.
2K talk. It's a lot of it.
I know.
But
Also, average Texas Michigan fan. You said clears throat. TCU versus Oregon 2016 Alamo Bowl.
yeah,
Go suck on a
Yeah,
horned
buddy.
frog. Go
Damn.
suck on a horny frog. All right.
Hail, Hypno Toad.
what?
Hail to the Hypno Toads. All right. Well, you
What
wanted to
is
talk
your
about
background?
Oregon. Talk about some Oregon. What do you want to talk about with Oregon?
I mean, well, you're saying
I'll check
Pac-12,
it.
so as an Oregon fan, which, by the way, logical. Did you become an Oregon fan because of me, or?
No, it was something else. It was
Oh,
something else.
Mitch, you lucky
Oh, you were
fucker.
there.
He was
Oh
at
my
that
God.
game. He was at that fucking game. You lucky fuck.
Oh, so he does have all the incentive to talk shit. Damn. Okay.
Anyway,
I
Okay.
mean,
So
I mean,
anyway.
if we're talking about Oregon at this fucking point, I did find that 7 Ducks were actually invited into the NFL Combine.
Oh yeah. I had seen a tweet.
And
I
they
think
actually
from
do,
Daniel
and the names are also
Jeremiah.
out. For, names
Yeah.
are out as well. Defensive end Brandon Dorlus, wide receiver Troy Franklin, running back Bucky Irving, cornerback Kyrie Jackson, obviously Bo Nix, center Jackson Powers Johnson, and safety Evan Williams.
Yeah, I think it was a Daniel Jeremiah tweet. It was either him or some other analyst saying that Bucky Irving reminded them of I can't remember the running back's name. I think off the top of my head, this particular running back may have played for Chicago. I'd have to
I got it.
fucking look.
I'll look it up.
Hold
Yeah, give me
on.
that. No, not videos, fucker.
yep, we're just randomly talking about Oregon now because it's a shit show and a half. Let's do it.
I mean, hell, you did show your
Yeah.
feet on stream, so fuck it. So fuck it at this point.
Well, no, that's not the fucking point. Shut up.
Oh yeah, so I was right. It was a Jeremiah tweet. He said, "I really like Oregon running back Bucky Irving. He's quick, decisive, elusive, and tough. Reminds me of Devin Singletary coming out of college." He also
that's
said
high
of
praise.
Tennessee's Jalen Wright
Okay.
that he's super springy and has some impressive stop-start quicks, accelerates into contact, doesn't gather and absorb starter ability.
That's a good ass comparison.
Yep,
Yeah.
now he's gonna bomb.
Now, if
It's
we
death.
want to talk
Thanks, man.
Oregon in terms of bowls, I guess because it's next month is March. If you want to talk the basketball team,
We're not talking the basketball team. I could not give a fuck less. It's not March Madness yet. But if you want to talk about it and give your
March Madness
predictions
is
of where
coming
things
up.
stand, go right ahead.
Oh, as far as that goes, all I'm gonna say is I don't think either Oregon team, men's or women's, is getting in. I know Oregon fans like Dana Altman on the women's side, but after Sabrina Ionescu graduated and went to the WNBA, it just hasn't really been the same for the women. And on the men's side, it's a mix. It really is. Like it just with the men's side, it just feels like they're just not good enough. And now it's just like, I don't know. I'm not.
All right.
I haven't followed.
Well, how do you feel about Ducks football going into next season? Like, where are you seeing
as far as
that?
Ducks football going next season, I mean, we're in your conference now, so I'm fully prepared for more Ohio State pain. Just like in the fucking championship game in the first.
You all did beat us at home a year or two ago. I mean, you did beat us at home.
Huh?
That's the best you got from me. Is first time you ever beat Ohio State. And it's like,
yeah, no, I
but
know.
seriously,
Brain fart has commenced.
Yeah, so I mean, look, as far as I'm concerned, as long as I think they'll be all right. I mean, we got another quarterback that transferred over to us, kind of like how like what Bo did. So
wasn't it that some bitch from Oklahoma, if I remember correctly?
I believe so, yeah. I
What's his
think we'll
name?
be fine. You know, again, the biggest thing was keeping our head coach once Harbaugh left Michigan or actually, no, sorry, when Saban left Alabama, because you and I had that discussion, Red.
Yeah.
And then so, they went with somebody else. They went with Washington's coach instead of ours. Thank you. Also, because I probably already missed
He
it,
wasn't
how
leaving.
does it feel to have and then not have Bill O'Brien? Because the Packers managed to hire
It's like
Boston College's head coach, and Boston College said, "Hey, Bill, we're going to get you, not you, Belichick."
it's like getting overdosed on heroin, getting shot up with Narcan, and then immediately having a joint. That's exactly what it feels like. Not that I would know,
Yeah, sure
God
you
damn,
wouldn't.
but
Sure you wouldn't.
that is the closest I could come up with. And with that, we're gonna move on
Yeah,
because that was
sure.
a lot of. I had a lot of mixed emotions that day. Again, I was
Yeah,
getting
no, I bet.
tattooed in a tattoo shop when I found out Bill O'Brien was gone, and the
Yeah.
tattoo shop celebrated. And then I realized it was Chip Kelly. And I remember what I said about Chip Kelly in my BCS video, and my opinion remains the same. He's all gas, no brakes with his offense. I am fucking concerned, but god damn it, we got to go with it because we spent $15 million in NIL money on fucking players. God damn it, we want the net.
Yeah.
We're moving on.
Moving on.
UFL. We're going to talk about UFL, god damn it.
UFL time. Man.
Yeah.
Now I know college football. Why are we talking about the United Football League? Aren't they a pro football league? They are, but they're also full of players from college that haven't gotten a chance. So we're going to talk about it. Not to mention we're also going to be live streaming and doing commentary for it.
Wait. Dumb gamers. They did, but then they undid.
Yeah, they did, and then they Uno reversed because he fucked off back to Boston.
Yeah.
So
There's a Sickos Committee's tweet regarding the Chip Kelly hire, where it's like Ohio State's becoming like this sleeper agent for people from the state of New Hampshire. Thank you.
fuck off. All right, so we're going to talk about the UFL for a hot minute here. Did y'all hear destroying went to San Antonio? Destroying?
Oh yeah, that's the college kicker that got fucked over by the NCAA because he was online content and I think getting paid for it.
He got fucked over because he was doing this before NIL was a thing.
Right.
And now he gets to continue his dream in the UFL.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like he's worked with the NFL, he's done stuff with them. I believe he's done stuff with Dude Perfect. Like honestly, the dude's he's made it. And now he's gonna actually get to kick for an actual football team in the pros.
I mean,
holy shit.
AAF legend Younghoe Koo still has a job with the goddamn Falcons as a kicker, and he was a kicker for the Atlanta Legends.
And Younghoe Koo has been fucking phenomenal.
Yeah,
exactly.
So it's a great stage for. I mean, this is why I'm highlighting the UFL because a lot of these guys just, you're number 54 on a 53-man roster. You don't make the cut. You don't make the practice squad. I want to highlight these guys in some way because I love football. Enough people talk about the NFL. I talk about college. Empire dropped another video a couple days ago about God, I forget what it was, but Empire dropped another video the other day. It was fucking amazing. But nobody really is talking about the UFL in a very serious way, and I want to kind of do that for live streams this spring.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say
that. So
let's put this into perspective for a second.
For that as well.
Let's put this into perspective for a second. Like the USFL and XFL obviously brought out some names, more notably like Cavante Turpin, Brandon Aubrey.
Yep.
And that's one like scraping the surface. Like I know I'm only mentioning two guys, but
I mean, since you want to bring that up, you could go back.
AJ McCarron ended up back on the Bengals.
Yeah.
When Joe Burrow went down, AJ McCarron got a job in the NFL again.
Yeah.
So.
Did you see McCarron had his jersey from I think either the XFL or the other league?
It was the XFL.
I think getting like sold or something like that, and he's like, that got stolen from me. I saw that on Reddit. from like one of the.
speaking of the UFL, the UFL's Birmingham Stallions are actually getting a new quarterback, but from the NFL, Matt Corral.
Really? He still has a job?
Oh wow! Hey, he was on our practice squad for a hot second.
Yeah.
Wow.
There you go.
Surprised he's still kicking
There you
around.
go. Hey, you know what? That's why they do this. So we're going to talk about UFL. So a lot of news came out today for the UFL. The new rule book dropped. First off, the XFL style of kickoffs is dead. So in the XFL, they had players line up at the 30-yard line. The kicker would kick off from, I believe, the 20 or the 25, and nobody would move until the returner would catch the ball, and then they could all move, and they were lined up in straight lines. It was to promote player safety while also keeping the kickoff actually a thing. I know in XFL 2020, they only had one kickoff return for a touchdown. Last season, they didn't have any. So that probably played into the fact that it's now gone. They're going to go back to a traditional style kickoff. So they are keeping kickoffs. They're just going to have a traditional style, but with a couple of quirks. Sorry, my nose is still running after that sneeze earlier. Let's see here. Kickoff is going to be from the 25-yard line. If the ball goes out of bounds before it reaches the 25, I believe it's a 15-yard penalty assessed on the kick from the 25-yard. I think they just moved up to the 40. And then if it goes out of bounds or goes into the end zone for a touchback after the 25-yard line, the ball is placed at the 25-yard line. But if you're kicking off from the 25 on the other side of the field, you're probably going to catch the ball at the 5. So you're going to be forced to return it anyway. So it's going to promote kickoffs. They didn't find a manageable safety increase by doing it the old way. So that's why they're going back.
I mean, I would
the onside
way in general, but that's just me.
What?
I feel like I might be one of the people that's going to be like, I don't care if this becomes the minority or not. I would like to see the kickoff stay in the NFL because you never know, or just in football in general. Because hey, someday we're going to have our next Dante Hall, our next Josh Cribbs, our next Devin Hester. Somebody somewhere along the line is going to come around and it's going to happen. I understand the safety thing, but come on. Just having a game with no kickoffs would just be weird.
Yeah, I mean, USFL tried that and it did not feel right.
Yeah.
Like you got a tip off in the NBA, you got a kickoff in soccer, you got a face off in hockey, you got the first pitch in Major League Baseball. You got to have that explosive moment to start a game where people just don't give a shit as much. It just feels like it feels like rec league basically. So I'm glad that they're keeping kickoffs in and they're trying to make kickoffs matter. That's a big thing to me. Kickoffs, I mean, they're really goddamn important for the safety of the game, not player safety, just the safety of having the game fucking matter. Speaking of kicks, the onside kick replacement will be back. The XFL had a thing last year where if you didn't want to kick an onside kick, you could do a 4th and 15 play from the 25-yard line. And if you got it, you got to keep possession and continue driving down the field. If you didn't get it, you would turn the ball over at the spot that you made, and the other team would take over from that spot. It worked, I think, only a handful of times. So they brought it back. They made a slight modification. It's now a 4th and 12 from the 28. So you still got to get to the 40-yard line, but it's a little bit shorter now. So it's a little bit easier. It might promote more close games to happen. So we'll see.
Why not? I say try it. It's fucking.
You got to keep in mind, UFL, they're trying to experiment a lot with different rules and different things. So if you don't necessarily agree with it, it'll probably be gone next year. What?
Your fucking thing cut out. You just came right back in. What the fuck is going on over there?
I don't know. It's a new mic. I'm still figuring it out. All right. Next
There's a
rule that
fucking
the UFL will implement. Let me know if I cut out any point, immediately stop me and be like, "We can't hear you."
yeah, we're good.
Another rule: there is no point after touchdown kicks in the UFL. There are no kick. There's no extra point kicks in the UFL. If you want to get an extra point, you got to go. You got to run a play from the 2 yard line and get in the end zone. 2 point conversions are from the 5, and a 3 point conversion from the 10. So it eliminates the point afters, kind of diminishes the importance of a kicker slightly, but I'm for it. You know what I mean? Like it makes the game a little bit more exciting. The scores don't look the same, but it's still football. I mean, how do you guys feel about that?
I mean, onside kickoffs are a pain to do. I mean, it's
Yeah.
either it's either you kick it and it doesn't go beyond 10 yards, you kick it and it goes way beyond
We're
10
past
yards.
the kickoff. We're talking about point after touchdowns now. PATs.
Oh
Did
yeah.
you hear anything? Yeah.
Sorry.
Uh,
It's a very interesting thing. Like they want to like obviously change up how they do it. I understand. Like they're trying to like make it a little more creative. But in the long run, it's like why not just kick an extra point once in a while? Like like it's
I mean,
it's
don't
what if
fix
like
what ain't
extra
broken.
points. It's like extra points in football are just the norm. Like they're just the norm. Like that's what it is.
well, I think the logic is they want to make it more competitive. They don't want there to be automatic points. They don't want there to be automatic situations, which
I
is why
mean,
they're trying
yeah,
to
but
make it
here's
more
the
fun.
thing. The Super Bowl this past weekend was literally partially decided because the Chiefs blocked an extra point on a touchdown from the Niners. You will have those
Okay.
moments every now and again. Either the kicker will shank the fucker, doink it, be like Cody Parkey and double doink it, be like that kicker from Rice and quadruple doink it, or it gets blocked, or you make it.
So
So
you're
it's like
saying a
it's
defensive
still a
stop from the
wow. It's
two
basically
yard
a
line
roll
is
of the dice, and you see what happens.
Or be
Like
like
I
Justin
understand
Tucker
it's
and you,
routine,
or you can be Justin
but
Tucker and doink it in.
well,
so
yeah, there's that too.
what you're saying is a defensive stand from the 2 yard line to deny it the extra point is not as exciting.
I think it's exciting. Like it's different. It's like you
I
said. Like they're
mean,
trying to
like
they're trying to add a competitive balance. So right, there's your way to fucking do it right there. There's your way to I guess bring in that competitive balance. I mean, it's
I
just
mean, yeah, but that's like you're going for two every single time. And then you do but like which is I guess is okay. But then if you do some fucked up bullshit play, like a fucking I don't know, like a fucking something out of shotgun or like a or I don't know. It's just don't break what isn't broken, I guess. I
Shamrock,
well,
good
understand
to
it's
see
not
you again,
necessarily
buddy.
I
breaking. It's just
understand
kind of
ingenuity, but
it's like it's not necessarily breaking. It's more so like just I guess dipping your toes in the pool of water.
Another rule
yeah,
change
and
that
then you get shoved straight in
Yeah.
yeah,
and then held at the bottom for a while.
and you drown. Two forward passes are now allowed on the same offensive play in the UFL. This is something they experimented in the USFL, I believe. Basically, you can
Oh, the
have
double forward pass.
two forward laterals in an offensive play, a single play now.
Oh, wait, forward laterals. Okay, so
Yeah, so you know how in the NFL you can only pass the ball forward one time, and if you throw the ball again, it's got to be behind you or it's an illegal throw.
yeah.
Well, in the
Oh, okay. All right. That
UFL,
makes sense.
you can have a flea flicker that go. You could literally have, I guess, a screen to the outside on one side of the field and immediately throw it forward to the other side of the field, and it could be going forward. Or you could run like a Hail Mary Statue of Liberty play, and you can get downfield 20 yards, and then you're about to get tackled. You see a fuck roper, and you just chuck it another 10 yards upfield. It makes it
Yeah.
a little bit more exciting.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, New Orleans could have used that as a rule years ago against Seattle in the playoffs. I think you know what I'm referring to, possibly.
hmm
Um,
I think I do.
it was like a year or two after Beastquake, but anyway. Yeah, now that actually I like because um Because I feel like every now and again you have a play like that where it happens. It's like, oh, was that a forward pass? Was that a lateral? Well, now at this point, you're just like, fuck you. It's legal.
Yeah, and then if you just get caught throwing the ball forward twice, then it's a foul. But one time, it'll open up the playbook and allow for more creativity for plays in the game. I don't think
True.
that's something I think some of these rules that we covered here, like the onside alternative to the onside kick, the XFL style kickoff being eliminated in place of a more uh, kickoff friendly kickoff from a further distance back, and a couple of the PAT rules I think could be really interesting to see in the NFL. I don't see this happening in the NFL. I don't.
Yeah.
I
No,
just
me
don't.
neither.
And it's just for the same reason as they're a bunch of grumpy old men with too much money and they don't care about fans. So
Yeah. No.
moving along, another rule. They UFL defined what the fuck a catch is.
Oh,
So here,
really? I'd
according
like to
to
hear this one.
so here is the official UFL definition of a catch that I wrote down on some shitty notebook paper. So
Okay.
a catch is defined as having control of the ball before going to the ground with both feet or any part of the body other than the hands in bounds. And that's it. That's a catch.
Okay,
So
but then
what
you
they're
have to
saying is in a
define what
way,
control is.
so they're saying that your hand can touch out of bounds, but so long as the rest of your body's in bounds, you're completely fine.
So basically, the entirety of your body can be somehow positioned out of bounds, but like even if you're like your dick fucking touches the inbounds area, you're good. Cool.
I mean,
Like fun.
haven't you seen some of these catches NFL players make where literally it's just their toes in bounds and the rest of their body is
Oh
all
yeah,
is
no.
on
I
the out
mean
of bounds
that's
side?
yeah. There's a lot of control there, a lot of
Yeah.
body control. But I
Basically,
mean,
let's say a guy catches the ball and he gets an elbow down before the rest of his body goes out of bounds. If he has control of the body and his elbow hits the ground first in bounds, that's a catch.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
because I know that's happened every now and again where specifically in the NFL where a play happens and somebody catches it, be like, oh, that wasn't in bounds. Da 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 da. But it's like his elbow or his ass touched the ground in bounds first when he had the ball, so it's like, yep, that's a catch. And everybody's like, what the fuck? Be like, it's a catch. Be like, no, it isn't. Yes, it is. Stop arguing with me.
Here's Cam Ross, detouring back to
Yeah.
the Super Bowl for a moment. Anyone noticed in the Super Bowl this past weekend that anytime the announcer started some random stat, something fucked up happened? Extra point was blocked, punt bounced off dude's foot, etc. So like they were
Just the
jinxing him?
announcers jinx.
That's
Yeah, it must
interesting.
be. Hmm.
That's just the announcers jinx. Always.
I
Um,
do know that Squidward couldn't go to the bathroom until the very final minutes of the game on Nickelodeon.
Yeah. Yeah,
So I didn't notice
they
that.
actually showed video of the two actors like actually during like them actually making the calls like like as themselves because I know like during Tree's stream somebody brought up that it sounded like AI and it's like, well, dude, both voice actors are old as hell. Like their voices
Yeah.
yeah.
their voices are not the same as they
Not to
used to
mention
be.
they had to impersonate those voices for 3, 4. They did do that for 4 hours straight. Like
Exactly,
that's a
yeah.
lot of fucking work. I commend those two
Oh
guys.
yeah.
That
Yeah.
Tom Kenny and whoever plays Patrick, those two guys, they did an excellent job in that game. And
Yeah.
I actually, no bullshit. I listened back to some of that game. I've been listening back to some of that game a little bit at a time, and I actually enjoyed it in a sick fucking way. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Plus,
Um,
Patrick gave us another great clip meme. You have to firmly grasp it.
it's just
That's
fucking
become a
perfect.
staple on Sports Ball. I can't wait.
Who has
That
it?
one
You
Nebraska
have
Michigan
to
Alamo
firmly
Bowl game.
grasp
The
it.
game is not yet over. Play. Yep, that's how it's going to be. Happens all the time with the announcers, Jinx. All right,
So
back to
wait,
the UFL.
wait,
There's a
hold
few
on.
more
What,
rules
what's
I
the
want to
play
point
that
out.
that? So what's the play that Tex Mish is referring to? Out of curiosity, like when was that?
Fuck, I
Oh,
forgot. I'm sorry, Mitch. If you want to refresh your memory in chat, please do. Going back to the UFL rule book, and again, the only reason I'm doing this is because I want full transparency here. Like, this is the rules. This is what makes it different from the NFL and from college. Defensive pass interference in the UFL will be a spot foul if it's less than 15 yards from the line of scrimmage. If it is more than 15 yards from the line of scrimmage, it'll be a 15-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage and an automatic first down. And except in the cases where it was clearly intentional, then it would be a spot foul.
Okay, but then
So
you have to. But then there feels like gray area on the intent part because, like, you could like, I mean, if a defender literally just speared a receiver, obviously that's intentional. But sometimes it's like, sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. Oh, he said,
Paulus,
hold on,
that's
let me
from
get my
Florida
Alamo Bowl
people.
game
Good to see
program.
you, buddy.
All right, show off. Why don't, yeah, flex on us like that? Why don't you?
Oh my
Yeah,
God, he's just dunking on
yeah,
your ass.
okay.
Logical. What do you think about that rule?
I couldn't hear the rule. What was it again? Sorry.
Okay, so defensive pass interference is a spot foul if it is less than 15 yards from the line of scrimmage. It is a 15-yard penalty if it is beyond 15 yards from the line of scrimmage. And it would be not from the spot of the foul, it would be from the line of scrimmage. So it would be 15 yards from the line of scrimmage. But if it's an intentional pass interference, like the defender intentionally interfered, then it would be a spot foul.
Okay, that makes sense. Because you have me confused with that first part, then as soon as that intentional part came in, okay, then that makes sense.
Right. And I know, Alan, you were concerned about gray areas. This next bit of the rule book should absolutely answer your question. Reviews and plays and penalties can be subject to a review at any time from the sky judge, aka the ref in the booth. Basically, a referee away from the stadium in a secure location, they say on the internet. I don't know why you would need a secure location. I guess they put a ref in a fucking trailer outside the stadium, and he watches every single play and the replays before the next ball is snapped. And basically, if he finds that something fucky happened and needs to be fixed, he will sound the alarm to the ref and say, "Hey, don't let the next play happen. I'm taking another look at this," and he'll fix it, whether it be a penalty or it be an actual play. Everything could be fixed by the sky judge, especially if it's an egregious, like, missed call. So if you're talking about the intent of a pass interference foul, if the referee says that is egregious pass interference, it's a spot foul, the sky judge can bust the ref. Dumbass, it wasn't. It's a 15-yard foul from the line of scrimmage. So that should answer your question.
Okay, so then that brings up the next question: is how the fuck are they going to do that, but also keep the game going and not slow it down? Because
I mean, you only need one good replay.
Sorry,
you should only take one or two good looks. If there is a flag thrown, the sky judge could easily take two looks at it real quick and be able to say, "Hey, stop the action," or "Hey, play on." And keep in mind, the play clock is like, what, 40 seconds? Something like that, 30 or 40 seconds. I don't remember what it was for the UFL. But, I mean, you get one or two good looks, and if you're fine after one or two good looks, if it passes the initial eye test, then you're good. But then if it doesn't, you can easily stop it for a second and be like, pause the play clock and take one more look here. Nothing too crazy, I think, to ask for. It shouldn't slow down the game at all, but it should also protect the integrity of games, because the sky judge has the ability to review all this shit, and he will have the ultimate say in the final 5 minutes. Coaches can't challenge in the final 5 minutes of the game. The sky judge,
instead of 2 minutes, it's 5. Okay, now that's
final few minutes of the game, he has final authority on that. And speaking of challenges, one challenge per team per game. Period. You don't get it renewed in the second half. If you get the challenge right, you don't get it back. So you got to really use discretion on challenges.
Wow.
And you got to be damn sure.
Yeah. Oh, thanks for Michigan to answer that question. 2005, Nebraska was beating Michigan in the Alamo Bowl. Nebraska kicked it off, and Michigan basically had to make the biggest miracle in college football history. Michigan lateraled it several times. And the announcer yelled, "The game's not over yet." And Michigan dropped it out of bounds. Nebraska won 32-28.
Sad. Damn. I remember that crazy shit in the Apple Bowl. Yeah. I mean, and that's the other thing too, is like, and going back to that, with the forward passing thing, that sounds like a lot of fun, but also just like it's basically playing a game of hot potato, and then some defender is gonna come screaming in on somebody, and then they're like, yeet, and there's like boom, down you go. I don't know. I can see that.
But that's just football. That sometimes, I mean, that's just football. If you're got the ball, you got the target on your back, you're gonna get hit. It's either go down or get hit while you're throwing it away. Last one I'm going to touch on is the overtime for the UFL. Overtime rules. And this might be the short. This might set up the shortest overtime in any football league history. It is going to be determined in a best 2 out of 3. So each team will alternate attempts to score from the 5-yard line. Whoever has the highest number of attempts at the end of 3 tries, or whoever gets the lead first, basically wins. So it's kind of like penalty kicks in soccer, if you think about it like that.
What in the name of gimmick shit is this?
It's not really gimmicks because college football is kind of teasing that already in their overtime.
Because college football saw the LSU Texas A&M game where they scored 70 plus points apiece and said, "No, you're not allowed to have fun." Fuck that. Give me overtime until in the NFL, in college football, they don't do ties anymore. You do it until somebody fucking wins or until the game is tied. That's it. None of this bullshit. None of this, 2-point tries after the first or second attempt. No. You kick it off. Somebody gets it. You go downfield. I guess if you want to be like the NFL, let both teams have a shot, even if one scores a touchdown. Fine. Do that. Whatever happens, happens.
Okay. So let me break it down for you as to the actual reason that they made the modification. It's because after 7 overtimes, player safety became a massive concern. It was the longest.
I understand that, but that's a rarity, though.
See, it is a rarity, but the longer you play, the bigger the risk of concussions, and both teams immediately had to go play the following week, and they were just absolutely fucking depleted. So I understand why the NCAA changed the overtime rules to try to make the games end a little bit quicker, because it wasn't the first time that there was a 7 overtime game. It was just the most explosive and probably the most devastating 7 overtime game that ever occurred in the history of college football. Because you had both teams starting from the 25 running full drives down the field to get to the to get to the end zone, and the defenses at that point were just gassed. They were just giving up everything that they could give up at that point. Quite a few. What Fierce Cam Ross says, I mean, quite a few college games go to double or triple overtimes on a regular basis, and that's true. And usually that's where it ends, right? Because once you get to that 2-point conversion stuff, that's where it usually stops. What happened there was extremely unusual. But the way the game is played now, it's just so much faster and harder that you could get a lot of players fucking injured. And a lot of players got hurt during that game. That's why they ended up going with that route. And I'm not offended by this overtime idea. You're basically saying, okay, whoever can get in the end zone more is the rightful winner of the football game. That's what you're saying. You're taking field goals out of the equation. It's man on man. Who is the better team from the 5-yard line? That's the way I'm perceiving it. You get at least 2 attempts. If you get to 2 and you can stop your opponent 2 times in a row, you clearly are the winner of the game. If you and your opponent are just going back and forth, you could be going back and forth for the next 15 minutes, right? You know, and it's less taxing on the players. You also got to remember they won't let ties happen, but they're still on network television, and they don't have the leeway like they do with college football. College football can basically do whatever they want with their overtimes, and the networks will carry the games because it's college football. It's so fucking popular. Everybody watches it. It's the appetizer to the NFL on Sundays, and you don't really give a shit about the games that come on after you. And a lot of these networks that broadcast the games, if you're in that regional area, they just shift you over to the game anyway. So the UFL, however, doesn't have that much leeway. Like they got to get this shit over with so they can get to the next program, so they don't piss off their network guys, because otherwise they won't be around for long. I think that this overtime system makes each play matter more. It makes the defense very paramount, and it also protects the players, because if you are in the UFL, you're trying to go get an invite to training camp in the summer. So you got to remember that these guys are trying to make an NFL roster. You can't kill them in a semi-pro league when their ultimate goal is to be a fucking Dallas Cowboy or a San Francisco 49er come September. Because if someone gets hurt in the UFL, not only is that season done, they're not going to be playing football until the next spring. So I understand the frustrations. I really do. I don't think that your point of view is a bad point. You want to see the guys play, hard-nosed, smash-mouth football. But for various reasons, that's just not going to happen in the UFL like this. Average Texas Mitch fan, y'all know about the Heidi Bowl? Who doesn't fucking know about the Heidi Bowl? You know what they're talking about, guys?
No.
Oh, no.
I mean, I know the Heidi game between the Jets and Raiders.
That's the Heidi Bowl. So for the logical and for those that are uninitiated, in the 1970s, I believe it was
1968. 68.
In 1968, during it couldn't have been 1968. That was too far back. It had to be 1970.
That's what it's saying here. Well, I have it looked up right now. That's what it said.
Okay, well, regardless, they were playing a night game, or a late afternoon game. It was the Jets and the Raiders. They were playing. Game was running late, and it was running over. And at the time, I think it was the Jets had the lead, and it was like a 2-possession lead. So the network decided this game is over, so we're just going to go ahead and cut away to show the advertised movie Heidi. During that, while the viewers at home were watching Heidi, everywhere except for the local regions that were interested in the game, the Raiders came back and fucking won in the last couple minutes. And that is why a lot of networks nowadays will preempt coverage following NFL games, unless it's just absolutely 100% ridiculous, like a 40-point lead with 5 minutes to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fierce Cam Ross talking about overtime, the new quote quote overtime rules in the NFL this past weekend was welcomed over, win coin toss, basically win game if a team kicks a field goal. So at least it's not entirely down to luck. I agree with you 100%.
The whole thing with those rules is that they came out because I remember what your dating tree said about this. It's called if your defense, and yes, you played 4 quarters of football and you're gonna be gassed. But if your defense can't come up clutch one last time, just pull out, you just get that last wind in, then you don't deserve another shot at the football. Now, granted, what we saw is the Niners allegedly did not know the new overtime rules. Granted, I don't blame them, but also I do, because what the fuck are you not practicing this for? And the Chiefs just took advantage. And then the Chiefs have basically said, yeah, we weren't going to let them freaking get the ball back again anyway, even if they did score a touchdown, because we would have gone for 2, which I would have liked to have seen. So,
Yeah. My opinion is just you got to think of for the NFL standpoint. Yeah, I agree 100%. Let them drive full length of the field. It's the NFL. It's the Super Bowl. Like this is the end. Like somebody has to fucking win this game, right? Whereas in the UFL, while these guys are going to be looking at it with great importance in advancing their hopes for the NFL, they still got a fucking season to play in the fall if they make it. So you got to protect the players here as much as possible, so that way when the season is over, they're still in one piece and they can go to training camp. That's the way I see it. A reminder: the UFL kicks off on March 30th between the USFL defending champion Birmingham Stallions and the XFL defending champion Arlington Renegades. I'm going to be
Oh,
covering that game
so are we gonna watch
live.
them unify the titles in the very first game of the season on some WWE shit because The Rock owns the XFL?
It's going to be a lot of bragging rights in that game. A lot of bragging rights. It's going to be
Oh,
the
yeah.
first UFL game. It's going to be the first inter-conference game between the USFL conference and the XFL conference. It's going to be, I'm excited for it. It's going to be a great game. I cannot wait to cover that game live here on this YouTube channel. So I saved this for the end. This has been a really fun stream. We're going to kind of get serious here for a moment. So,
Yeah.
for those of you guys that have not been following, we had a tragedy in the football world over the past week. Specifically in the FCS football world. Furman's football player, Bryce Stanfield, unfortunately passed away on Friday at the age of 21. On Wednesday, during a spring practice, he had a medical emergency, which we don't know what the cause is still. The man was from Ackworth, Georgia. He was a junior defensive tackle for the Paladins. The Paladins have been going 10-3 the last two seasons. And thanks to a good part of this guy's efforts, I'll name a couple of the stats. Freshman year played only 8 games, earned all conference freshman honors in the SoCon in 2021. And during the 3 years he played, he recorded a total of 49 tackles and 7 sacks, and was a key contributor to the Paladins winning the conference championship last season. It's a goddamn shame. It really is a goddamn shame, especially somebody that young. And you know, I remember watching some of the Furman game. I don't remember watching any of his play on the field, but just a little reminder to everybody watching the stream, life is precious, life is fragile. Do everything you can to live each day a little bit better than the last, and try to. 3 things that I remember Jimmy V said once in his famous Jimmy V speech. You got to laugh every day. You got to think every day. And you got to at least try to cry once a day. You think, you laugh, you cry. I think it's think, if I remember correctly. But you laugh and you cry, that's a full day. I can't say I cry every day. But, you got to take all of your emotions as you can get them day by day. And it's the human experience at the end of it. And I played defensive tackle myself, and I fear what the causes could have been. Nothing nefarious, I hope, but still, it's a tragedy, and it's very unfortunate. And I'll be rooting for Furman this upcoming season. Paladins, they've been really good. They made the FCS playoffs and made a little bit of a run for defending SoCon champs. But yeah, it's going to be a tough grieving process for them.
Yeah.
So I hate to be a downer like that, guys, but I felt like it would be appropriate to have a quick moment just to kind of reflect on not only Bryce Stanfield, but also just in your own way, just to take a silent moment. Thank you. So, with that said, final thoughts, guys, from this shit show. Alan, I know you joined us a little late, but I appreciate you joining us. Any final thoughts from the show?
Well, I just looked at ESPN real quick, and I guess I saw that they're voting on what they're going to do for this 12-team format. It's basically going to be 5 conference champions plus
Yep.
plus like 7 other teams.
Yeah, we discussed that at the top of the show. So yeah, give us your opinion on that.
I mean, that's probably the easiest way to do it. All things considered, even with the Pac-12 not So basically, does that mean the Pac-12 defaults to either Washington State or Oregon State if both teams might be trash, but they both might get in anyway?
Right.
Oh my God. I don't know. I gotta read into that more. I need to see how that works, because if that's the case, oh God. Then they would be like automatic 5 seed, and then or whatever.
Yeah,
And
it'll be
I think it's
bad.
Power 5 get in, like the top 5 or like the 5. However the fuck it's gonna work. I gotta look.
Yeah, in the old, it was going to be 6 and 6, 5, one conference champion from each of the Power Fives, and then the group of 5 champion. The highest ranked group of 5 champion would be getting in as the 12th seed, unless they were ranked higher than 8th, something like that. Logical final thoughts on this tire fire of the stream.
It was very loaded. Like, we had a lot to talk about. There was a lot to talk about. We, I feel like, covered the bases pretty well. We got a red OnlyFans confirmation. We got so many out of context
It's
clips.
not a confirmation. It's not a confirmation.
Hey,
It's not a fucking confirmation. I am not doing that shit. I will not sell my feet on OnlyFans. God damn. No. And I'm wearing socks anyway, motherfucker, so you couldn't even see anything, you fuck.
And Texas Michigan has the clips. He's got the clips.
God damn it.
That means you're fucked.
Lord Almighty Jesus.
I've been fucked.
Look, Red,
I've
no
been
judgment
fucked.
here. Do what you want to do, man.
I don't want to do that. But I don't want to. Yeah, like, do what you want to do. I do not want to do that at all. But goddamn.
Apparently with 10
Pay
clips
for your
in the
kids'
stream.
college fund somehow.
Like, what college funds? You want to donate to my kids' college fund? Donate it in this stream. I promise it won't go to whiskey.
Yeah.
I feel like college funds are a waste of money unless you're like absolutely loaded, which I'm not. I'm broke as shit. I'm running a fucking live stream with a computer on top of an Xbox and a $15 microphone from Walmart that I just bought today and nearly blew out Illogical's eardrums when I plugged it in. So, believe you me, we're not operating on a fucking high budget here. But regardless of everything, I want to thank everybody for joining us for this stream. It's been a nice, solid, almost 2 hours of college football talk. We'll be back sometime next week with our 3rd episode of this weekly shit show. Once again, check out Alan the Doe on YouTube as well, by the way. He makes some pretty good shit on his side. Check out Illogical Canadian again. It'll make me happy. And then as for like a state of
video earlier today.
There you go.
Yeah, regarding Monster Jam news that Tom Mintz, who I was going to see in Foxborough in April, he's out for the rest of the East Championship Tour after suffering a dislocated neck in a crash in Indianapolis, and in his retirement year. Oddly and eerily reminiscent to his greatest rival and friend, Dennis Anderson, Gravedigger, who in 2017 took Gravedigger, hit a backflip. Mind you, during that point in the run, part of the body had been shed, so you can see the chassis and stuff. goes to the backflip, lands on the roof, gets injured, retires, and now his kids are basically running it. I just,
Yeah.
as a fan of both, it's very ironic that Mintz could go out the same way. But then again, it's not like Dennis had announced he was retiring beforehand. It just got injured, chose to retire because they're both kind of old. But it fucking hurts because this would have
I
been the
hear
first
you.
time I would have met him. So pain.
I hear you. Well,
Yeah, full
after
thoughts in
that
the
nice
video.
little,
Check it out.
so, random Monster Jam rants, but we're gonna go ahead and call it here. Once again, guys, the latest update with the YouTube channel is going to be this. I am currently working on trying to get part 3 of the National Championship Series wrote. I have a rough draft in place now. Probably going to take another 2 weeks to get the final script right done. And then
it can't be that hard when you have Alabama and Ohio State and Georgia constantly making appearances.
But keep in mind, I got to talk about the semifinals and the national championship now. So that's like 30 fucking
2-hour
games.
video. Let's go.
Jesus Christ, kill me.
Hey,
I hope not. I hope it ain't 30. I hope it ain't 2 hours. I've been specifically breaking up the video to avoid making it that long, but I'm not going to be able to at this point.
Yeah, well.
So fuck it. It's going to have a lot of detail. It's going to have a lot of good shit in there. It's going to take a lot longer than the other two.
It's going to have a lot of pain.
It took me 2 weeks to finish the BCS video, and I was speed running that sumbitch. I was running the last few days trying to get that done. I ain't doing that this time, not for my mental health. So, I was hopeful to get it out by the end of February. That's probably not going to happen now. We'll see what happens. I'll get there when it gets there. But we'll be back next week for sure with another live stream, discussing whatever the fuck's going on. Until then, just follow me on my community tabs. I'll kind of talk about here and there Facebook Football World, college football updates, and in general, Cam Ross, last question. Are you covering the committee at all, or the selection of the committee? I'm covering the team selections of the committee. I'll mention in passing if it's relevant to who is on the committee. But the most important thing when it comes to the committee is the logic behind the selections, and why they did what they did.
What do you mean? It's low SEC, low Big Ten, and then fuck all with everything else.
Yeah,
that's legit what it feels like.
That's not what it was, though, and I will explain that in my fucking video, asshole. But it's going to be covering in depth what happened, how it got to this point, why the committee did what they did, and then breaking down the games after that for each of the 10 years that they had the 4-team playoff. So, kill me. Fucking kill me. That's our show. I'm Red. That was Illogical. And this was Alan. I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for coming out. Be safe out there, will ya? Don't be a fucking idiot.
Yep.
Peace.
Yeet.